your theme throughout, Melanie, was believe. Do you now believe even more than when you came, or?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, coming into the tournament, I hadn't done well last year, so believing was my key thing going these matches, and knowing that I could compete with these women and beat them. And now I realize that, I mean, I got to the quarterfinals of U.S. Open, so I know that hopefully I can do it again and again.
And what were you able to draw on, either within you or in your game, to do so well here?
It mainly was being able to fight when it got close and under pressure, and even when I was down, being able to come back, and just knowing in all of these matches and getting tons of experience with getting down and a set down in all of these matches, that I knew that I could come back and I could do it, and now I can compete with, I've played top 10 former #1 players this tournament. I've played any kind of player, and I've been able to do well, so it gives me a lot of confidence.
Did you surprise yourself at all with how strong you were mentally, Melanie, here?
I think I did sometimes, but I've always been strong mentally. That's been one of my key strengths, and I think that I can still get stronger mentally. Today I was a little bit fragile, I think, but Caroline made me like that. You know, she made me frustrated that I had to hit a winner on her, and before, you know, I would get some free points because the girls went for more, and Caroline was extremely consistent.
What are you most proud of?
Probably the way I fought through these matches and getting to the quarterfinals. I did not expect to get to the quarterfinals coming into the tournament. You know, it's a huge accomplishment for me, and to do it at the U.S. Open really means a lot.
Hey, Melanie, was there any chance, just everything you went through this week, because it was way more than tennis, that in retrospect you might look at tonight and say, maybe that was just, it all just kind of was cumulatively a little too much. You maybe were like emotionally tired. And I said you were mentally fragile because of the match, but was there anything else like that going on?
It was a lot. These past 2 weeks have been really different for me. I've gone from being just a normal tennis player to almost everyone in the United States knowing who I am now. So it's definitely different, but I mean I enjoyed it, and I don't think that affected my tennis game tonight at all, because when I get on the court I don't think about anything but the ball and who I'm playing and myself, how I'm going to play.
Melanie, top tier athletes do have to put up with living in a fishbowl. The bigger you get, the more people analyze everything that you do, everything that you say. You have it invades your privacy and so forth. And you had just a little sampler, maybe a little appetizer of what that life could be like. Is that a life that you see that you think you could be prosperous in?
I think so. The thing for me is I love to play tennis, and that all comes along with it if you do well and if you win. And I mean, I'm ready for that if that's what you have to do well in tennis, because I'm not going to stop playing just because of that. I want to do well, and I love playing, and that's what I'm going to do.
Did you find that, though, to be a little bit offsetting, or did you find it enjoyable?
There's ups and downs, I think, to all of it. It's just different for me because I haven't had to handle anything like that before, so I'm sure that I'll get used to it. I just need to. This was a good starting point for me, though, like learning about it and seeing how it will be like if you keep doing well, and what it's like for the top players right now. So.
What are your plans from here, Melanie? What tournaments do you have lined up, and are you going to take any time off?
I'm scheduled to play in Quebec City, and then playing Tokyo and Beijing.
Will you play in Quebec City next week?
I'm hoping to, probably, yeah.
You said you're a perfectionist.
Yes.
Do you have any concerns that you might put too much pressure or emphasis on results as an outgrowth of this, and that you'll have to try to temper that a little?
Well, I came off and I was pretty disappointed. So my coach was like, "You've had an incredible 2 weeks. You should not be as hard on yourself." And I'm like, well, I was disappointed I thought I could have played better tonight, and I thought that I had played better in my past matches. So for me, I really wanted to win. I wanted to win more than anything. So losing isn't good enough. But then, I mean, that was right after I'd come off, and I really think about it, and I really have had an incredible 2 weeks, and I should be very proud of myself.